nice. Trying a little taller chair than on my morning show. Wondering if that's going to significantly impact the quality or lack thereof of my content. Or, I don't know, my viewership. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Brad Smith. Hello, Terry. Hello, I Just Wanna Be. Hello, Will Bill Chill. Hello, Chad Meow. User, Andrea, Chip, Vanessa, Salvatore, Lynx. Yeah. Hello, Keaton. Waiting for a big crowd to show up. We're kind of excited this evening. I mean, we're not that excited. We're a little bit excited. Why am I dressed up? Well, duh. Okay, you want to know the honest reason why I'm dressed up? I worked tonight. I'm a waiter, and I'm a waiter at a kind of nice-ish restaurant downtown. And I opened at 3:15, and it was slow, and I got caught at like 6. And I had the option in staying and getting one more table or just getting the heck out of there and let the other waiter or waitress take that table. And I said, well, it's been a slow night. I might as well just hit the road. I stopped on the way home. And the details of this story are really where its beauty is. I stopped on the way home at a Jewel, which is a grocery store here in the Chicago area. And on Mondays, and I wasn't there to purchase this. I was there. I realized I was a little low on fruit, so I wanted to pick up some. And lo and behold, the produce is right next to the deli, and the deli has the fried chicken. And the fried chicken, I realized on a Monday, they have cheap chicken Monday, where you get 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken. 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken on a Monday for $5.99. And I'm going, whoa, I'm sitting there squeezing the nectarines. And then once I realized it was cheap chicken Monday, I just started grabbing and throwing them in the bag. I didn't even care how soft or hard or color what they were. I was going, I need me some fried chicken. So I went over there. They were all out of numbers at the deli. So there's kind of a little mob around, an angry mob. And I waited my turn, and the young man said, hey, what do you need? I go, I'd like 8 pieces of fried chicken, please. And he looked down and he thought, this is where the story gets really good. He looked down at the selection, and I don't think he was that impressed with the amount of fried chicken that was left in the pan. He looked over at his buddy, who was over by this big hot boiling vat of grease where the fried chicken was hiding, where the next batch of fried chicken was coming. Is there? Either way. And said, how long will it be till the next batch of chicken comes out? The guy said 5 minutes. The guy said 5 minutes. I don't know. Hey, maybe it's just a beard. But the guy said 5 minutes. And let's see. The guy said 5 minutes. And so I go, well, okay. Walked around the store. I didn't have a cart. I like those little baby carts, the little half carts, because I live by myself right now. I'm living in an extended stay. I don't buy a ton of groceries, so I like the little carts that are easily maneuverable through the narrow aisles of the Jewel. And but I did not have one. There was no small carts to get. No, there wasn't. So I was going freehand. And I had a big bag of nectarines, which was quite heavy, by the way. It was like almost 4 pounds. It cost like $12. But anyway, grabbed some cottage cheese because I love eating that in the morning. I knew I was ahead of schedule, so I found my way to the ice cream aisle and perused the ice cream aisle. And I said, well, let's just see if there's any ice cream on sale that I like. And there was. There was some Moose Tracks ice cream on sale for $4.99 for a nice sized tub. And I go, well, Maybe I deserve it. Maybe I want it. I certainly don't need it, but it tastes real good. So anyway, I made my way back to the chicken section with all three things in hand and got 8 pieces of juicy hot chicken and went to the checkout line and checked out and got on my scooter and was riding back home. And I was wondering, hey, I might need a theme to my show tonight beyond, what am I going to call it? What am I going to call it? I've never done a nighttime show. I mean, maybe I've done a few, but not very many. I thought about calling it Ice Cream with Ken, but then I realized I did not have any bowls in my extended stay, and I thought me eating a tub of ice cream in front of you all would look so barbaric. It would be beneath me. There's a point to this story. Somebody asked why I was all dressed up. So I get home, take off my work clothes, slip into some PJs and a T-shirt, and I'm eating it. I haven't even done my intro yet. I was so excited to get to the story of why I'm dressed up. I was eating, I think it was a thigh. I like starting with a thigh and a leg of chicken because the thigh is the best piece of chicken by far. And anyway, while I was biting into it, a hot, scalding piece hit my chin, which was probably hanging on here earlier, and then landed on my shirt. And I said, crap. I hate when I get grease stains on my shirt. I still like this T-shirt. So I put some detergent on it and rubbed it in, and it's hanging in my shower right now. And I go, I was standing here topless, and I go, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's the very first prime time with Ken. I can't do it topless. The powers that be at TikTok would know that's not fair. The females out there that are watching right now would be worked into a frenzy. I'd have likes and Stay Puft hearts and roses being thrown at me. Probably not, but actually the real reason was I felt a little modest, so I thought I'd throw on a button shirt and a pair of jeans and come to you live for what is sort of my first inaugural Prime Time with Ken. So good evening good evening to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Prime Time with Ken. This is a show I started about 7 minutes ago. And it has no history to it at all, outside of it's a show about me talking about what's happened previously in the night, and not a whole lot has happened. But I wanted to see what my audience would be like if I hopped on live at night, because I go live every morning and I do my show called Coffee with Ken, and I don't know, just kind of figured out, wondered who'd be watching at night. So although I don't have a heck of a lot to say to you tonight, and I've given my best material out telling you the story about the fried chicken and how it came to be tonight, I don't have much else planned for you. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, and since this is the first one, that's nobody. You may know. This is not just a show about me talking. And whether we go live in the morning or we go live at night, you may know it's also a show, or at least it's going to be tonight, about me sharing my love of coffee. Hello, Jessica. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee. And it's caffeinated. Don't think it's decaf. I don't care that it's 7 p.m. or 7:09. Yeah, I don't really. But I wasn't sure. I was going to just do water. I thought about ice cream. I even thought about eating my fried chicken in front of you. But that would have been unpleasant. So I thought I'd brew up some coffee, and I did. And I'm excited to have my first sip this evening. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you have a beverage of choice, be it coffee, be it water, be it Gatorade, orange juice, grape juice, even a cocktail. I may touch on sobriety later and guilt the crap out of you for drinking a cocktail during my show. Uh, so be prepared. Be prepared. Expect it. Expect the worst, and you won't be disappointed. But anyway, back to my coffee. I'm excited to have my first sip. Cheers to us. Oh. Somebody said, why not hit tea? Well, I don't know, because I love coffee. I love coffee. Hello from Maine. Water with Mio is what Jessica Holub's drinking. Well, that's cool, Jessica. Does late night coffee keep you up, Ken? Chip, I'll tell you tomorrow morning. I don't think so. How many times? Steve Smith needs to know, how many times have I been divorced? Twice. Not original. Was excited that I have some ice cream. It's the Moose Tracks. It was $4.99 for a tub. And honestly, I put on my jeans tonight, and I looked a little softer around the midriff than I'd like. I think I put on about 7 pounds since I came back from Yellowstone this summer. And I've been living in this extended stay, and I don't have much of a social life, so I've kind of leaned on eating sweets as a social life, if that counts. What food do they sell where I work? Kind of American food, kind of all sorts of things. They got good stuff. How was work today? It was slow. I worked a very brief shift. I was only there about 3 hours. And, you take the good with the bad. And it wasn't bad. It just was slow and not super high revenue. As a matter of fact, fairly low revenue. But anyway, any revenue is better than no revenue. So it felt good to be in. It was a bonus shift. And my paycheck will be a little bit bigger because I opted to say yes rather than say no. And if you say yes and you get your paycheck a little bigger, good things happen. And that's kind of what I chose to do. Lucas said, do I work out? I do. I work out 2 or 3 times a week. I worked out this morning. My workouts are very short. I joined a Planet Fitness just about a little over a year ago here in Naperville. And I do some stretching when I first get there. I do the bench press. I do curls. I do lat pulls, which are kind of like this, like pull-ups sort of. And then I do some core work, hold a plank position, and then do a bunch of sit-ups and then do some more stretching. So the whole workout only takes me 35, 40 minutes. But I'll tell you what, I'm 56 years old. I feel like I feel pretty good. I think I look fairly good. I hope I do. And I dressed up fancy for you tonight. I'm wearing a collared shirt. You guys might not recognize me. You guys, maybe I'll throw on my leather coat. Do you guys know I have a leather coat? Do you know that I have a leather coat? And should I put it on? 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 Yeah, let's just go. Why am I cold? No, I'm not cold, but I had a gentleman. I was walking out of the locker room today, and there was an old guy. I think he might have actually had a walker. And complimented me on how much he liked my coat. And I go, hey, that's not the first time I've had people say nice things about my coat, but I do appreciate it. And I thought I thought about showing it off for a minute, and chose not to. So anyway, boo 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 boo. Tea with Tracy. I'm not drinking tea. This is coffee with Ken. Oh, but anyway, okay, all right. Chaz Lander. All I needed was one person to beg for it. I aim to please. I aim to please. What do you think? What do you think? It's kind of got a nice, worn look. I've worn it on the show before, but you'd really have to have been following closely to have seen it. But yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. It's got a lot of pockets. have anything in these pockets. You know what? One of the best things in the world is when you reach into a pocket and you like find a $5 bill. I don't know, something about it. Every time I reach into my pockets. I think it once happened to me as a kid. One of my earlier memories, my mom used to like to go to garage sales a whole heck of a lot. And she bought me a pair of pants that probably was very mid-70s. And I reached in one day and there was a $5 bill in there. I think it was a 5. I think it was a 5. Let's just say it was a $5 bill and tell you. In 1975, to a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old, whatever I was at that time, a $5 bill was a heck of a good score. So let's have some more coffee. Oh, wow. That cinnamon dolce's nice, even at night. But, yeah, so I don't know what I have for you tonight. I'm going to talk for a little while. I think things happen for a reason. And I'm going to take off my coat now. I'm getting a little warm. Turned off my air conditioner. It makes too much noise. Oh, I have a couple things for you. Looked at 2 apartments today. I moved back from Yellowstone in Naperville. I'm twice divorced. I have beautiful kids. And have a lot of expenses. And Naperville's a fairly pricey town. And it's pricey all over the country, I know that. But it's a fairly pricey town in the western suburbs of Chicago. And because I have a lot of expenses, sometimes it can be hard finding affordable housing, especially in a fairly pricey suburb like I live in. And I looked at a couple places today, and one would be cheaper than where I'm staying, and one would be just a little more than I'm staying. And where I'm staying is kind of nice in a temporary sort of way, but I'm also excited to put down some roots a little bit and have a place that I can really feel is my own. And honestly, although the less affordable place was nice, I don't know if it's almost a lateral move. It's a nicer place. It's a nicer home. It's a nicer neighborhood. But it's kind of a lateral move in terms of size. And my goal in moving is I'd really love to get a 2-bedroom. And again, I'm kind of thinking through this with you all. Just kind of thinking through it with y'all. I'd really like to get a 2-bedroom. And I called on a 2-bedroom. And I saw some 2-bedroom townhomes for rent when I first moved back. And they're still available. I called the agent today. It was kind of strange because they looked done, they looked beautiful, they looked ready to be moved into 2 months ago, and I kind of inquired. I was just getting in my feet, back in Naperville. I think I just had gotten a job, and was a little bit, it was too soon, and it still might be too soon. But I rode by them yesterday or today, and they're still there. They're on the market, but there's not a car in the entire parking lot. So I called the agent, and she sent me the information, the lease application, some pictures, some tours, said we could go see it. But I said, is there any reason that the parking lot's still empty? She goes, we're getting a lot of applications. She's getting a lot of applications. And I go, okay. Well, why is there no cars in the parking lot? Like I was worried. Was it on some Native American burial site or some nuclear waste? Or why wasn't anybody living there? Because the price was great, they looked great, and the location was great. And it worked in a lot of ways for me. It would be pushing my budget, honestly. It'd be pushing my budget. and I'm kind of going back and forth. But it was exciting to see a couple homes. Uh, it's exciting to kind of be working hard and working every day and being able to budget and knowing roughly what you're going to make every couple of weeks. After most of my life working on strictly commission jobs that had very high highs and very low lows. And it feels good knowing roughly what I'm going to make every couple of weeks. And it's kind of exciting. Do I ever think about moving someplace else? What keeps me in Illinois now? Well, I like Illinois, first of all. I know a lot of people don't. I know it gets a lot of bad press nationally. But I like Illinois. I was out in Yellowstone this summer. I was working in Yellowstone as a waiter, and I worked there for, 2.5 months or so. I rode my scooter across the country from Chicago to Wyoming and then back through Montana and South Dakota and Minnesota and Iowa and Wisconsin and back in Illinois. And I've thought of other places. I have kids. It feels like home. My friends are here. I love the city of Naperville. It's a really neat city. The town's incredible. The downtown's jumping. There's lots of bars and restaurants. And even though I don't drink, it's still a neat town. And really enjoy it. And it's always been home to me. I've tried moving away a couple different times. But for me, I've always felt like the suburbs of Chicago were home and have really enjoyed it. Beach asked if I'm enjoying the job. I really am, Beach. I won't say her full name because I like to keep this show G-rated. But I'm really enjoying the job. And I've been working there, I know, so maybe 6-7 weeks now, 7 weeks, and really enjoying it. And the pay's pretty good. The bosses are cool. My fellow workers are cool. And the customers are usually pretty nice. And I enjoy it a lot. So thank you for asking. Chaz Lander, should I get some more coffee? I'm tempted to. If we're really going to test if I can still sleep after having some coffee, I might as well put it to the test. So let me go get some more. Hang with me, okay? This is fun doing a little night show. It's kind of fun doing a little night show. Brian Sherman asked, have I been working out? Does it show, Brian? Maybe it doesn't show. Maybe Brian's thinking I look a little glutinous. But yes, I worked out today. I don't go crazy when I'm there. I think I don't have any great goals. I'm not trying to run a marathon. Not trying to run a marathon or win a bodybuilding contest or even, I'd like to feel fit and feel strong and be taking care of myself. And I know when I work out 2 or 3 times a week, it always feels good, mentally and physically. And I'll tell you what, just moving around today, knowing, I worked out, feels real good. Well, Chaz Lander, I'm getting my coffee even without putting on the jacket first. Ray's wants to know, aren't apartments in Naperville $2,500 a month? They certainly can be. I was looking at a couple today that were less expensive. Somebody asked what was the agent's answer to why the parking lot was empty. She said, well, they just came on the market. So I'm expecting, because it's still probably a little early and it would be stretching my budget a little bit. I think it's probably a month ahead before I'm ready. Melissa, wonderful to meet you. And Tori Flower, thank you for saying that. Brian Sherman, I'm not in a hotel. I'm in an extended stay. Thank you for asking. Do I have any tips for depression? I've got a whole bunch of them. Oh, you actually want to hear them? Learn to be okay with it, first and foremost. I'll get to some more cures, but tomorrow you're going to wake up and your mind's going to be crappy and you're going to be sad and you're going to be stressed and you're going to hate your job, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your kids, your parents. depending on where you are in life. And your life. You're going to hate yourself. You're going to hate yourself if you're feeling depressed. And you're going to hate life. And you're going to feel bad. And nothing's going to give you joy. And that sucks. That's no fun at all. The first thing I do right now, UFC, are you depressed right now? Is the voice inside your head saying nice things to you, UFC? Is it saying, all right. Go to the internet and search up positive affirmations. Search up positive affirmations. Turn off my little show and search up some positive affirmations and then listen to them and go for a walk. And the voice inside your head is being very cruel and saying your job sucks, your life sucks, your boss sucks, your kids suck, you're ugly, you're a failure, you're horrible. And it's saying a bunch of really negative things. And we can start believing that voice and believing our thoughts are who we are. But I think if by acknowledging that you're depressed and you're struggling and you're not feeling good, I think that's the first step to getting out of it. Because once you realize that you're feeling bad, I think you can start taking action on it. And again, the first thing I do right now is turn off Coffee with Ken, or maybe as soon as I'm done, and pop on, search up, and do it. Don't just talk about doing it. Search up positive affirmations. People make fun of them, but I will tell you what, they work. I did it 5 years ago. I realized the voice inside my head was amazingly cruel and was saying nothing but mean things to me. And I was laying in bed in my dark apartment right before my show started. And I was just, you suck, life sucks, you're horrible, nobody likes you. Just vicious things I would say to myself. And I go, I gotta fix this. I searched up positive affirmations and went for a walk. And it was a nice day. And the guy's name that was talking to me, and it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, there's voices, men's voices or women's voices. I found it good to match my gender just so it kind of could drown out my voice a little bit. But his name was Alexander. And Alexander said kind things to me, like my smile lit up a room, and that I made a difference, and that I mattered, and that today was going to be a great day. And I tell you what, it almost works right away. And I got further steps, so hang with me. We'll talk about depression a little bit. It almost worked right away. And UFC, I hope you do it. I hope you do it. You might think it's silly, you might think it's dumb, but start making a habit of listening to it for 5 minutes a day. Heck, listen to it for 5 hours a day if you're really bummed. When you go in your car, instead of searching the radio or listening to the news on the radio, that is going to cause you stress. So listen to some positive affirmations. And I think that'd be a great way to start. Alexander said gratitude. Yeah, that would be step number 2. Next, when you wake up tomorrow, again, but remember, listen to your positive affirmations tonight. But when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to go, gosh, I didn't get enough sleep. Gosh, work's going to suck today. Gosh, I wonder if my boss is going to yell at me. Gosh, I hate my life. I hate my wife. I hate my husband. I hate everything. And you're going to be so bummed and not even want to get out of bed. But recognize you're doing that. Catch yourself doing that and go, hey, I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling down. I got to turn this around. And the easiest next step after the positive affirmations, like Alexander said, would be start thinking about things you're grateful for. But really do it. Don't just really do it. It's easy. Be grateful for the sleep you got. Be grateful for the bed, for the sheets, for the pillow, for the hot water in the shower, for the hot cup of coffee you're about to drink, the food that you have in the fridge. Even if you don't have much food in the fridge because you can't afford it, be grateful for the food that you have. And I promise you, you'll start feeling better. And you'll walk around and your back will crack and you'll be grateful for that. And you'll walk outside to your car and you'll get a cool breeze of fall air and you'll be grateful for that. And I tell you what, that is a practice that is so important, and it's a habit that's so important. And the more you practice gratitude, the more more things you're going to find to be grateful for. And suddenly you're going to go from being depressed, and maybe not suddenly, this has been a 5-year journey for me, but acknowledge the progress you're making. And whether the positive affirmations turn your attitude around tonight, or the fact that you remember to be grateful for your bed in the morning, if it turns around your day, I don't know. But recognize the small little bits of progress that you've made and go, hey, I felt a little bit better when I said, thank you, Lord, for the bed, or thank you for the sleep I've gotten, or thank you for the cool breeze. And do that. If I could throw out a third thing, and this is going to be the hardest one, but a lot of times depressed people feel alone and are afraid to be alone. I know I used to be afraid to be alone and always feel I needed to be in a crowd or be in a relationship, and probably oftentimes was in bad, unhealthy relationships for everybody involved, just because I felt I needed to be. Start working on your spiritual side. I'll tell you what, I'm on a spiritual journey, and I went from 0 to 30. And the speed limit might be 75 in my spiritual zone. So I don't know where I'm at right now. But I know when I go to church on a Sunday morning, or when I pray, and I don't even know where my belief is in terms of everything, but I am starting to believe there's a higher power. And when I feel like I'm not alone, and that there's a purpose and a meaning and a reason for the struggles I faced, because I was facing a heck of a lot of struggles, 3-4 years ago. And, I could have let the struggles overwhelm me and drag me down, or I could have let them lift me up. And I chose to let them lift me up and inspire me and learn from them and build off them and grow. And I'd recommend you learn from your struggles. You're going to feel a lot better about the struggles that come, because life is going to throw you some. Life's going to throw you some curves. You're going to swing and miss and fall down and trip and skin your knee, all the time. And if you sit there and, lament that you swung and missed, or that you skinned your knee, and you let it ruin the next of your day, the week, the month, the year, your life, you don't want to do that. And life goes by pretty quickly. I'm 56. I don't know. Most of you guys are probably younger out there. But life goes by pretty quickly. And I realized a few years ago that I only had maybe 30 or so years left on this planet, and I wanted to see if I could make a difference. And I think that I am, and it feels good. So let's have a little more coffee. Oh, and if positive affirmations don't work, and gratitude doesn't work, and prayer doesn't work, you can always fall back on just drink a lot more coffee. No, but UFC, I get it. And I think, no, you're not alone. No, a lot of people struggle. And it's easy to look at other people and think they have a charmed life and they have a lot of money, or a gorgeous wife, or a fancy car, or a big home, or I don't know, they're in great shape. And it's a lot easy to be envious of people or what have you. But know that we're all, no matter what it looks like on the outside, we all have our struggles and we all have our challenges. And I wake up every day and feel anxious and worry about my day, and I'm going to make it here. Am I going to pay my bills? When am I going to get a bigger place? When am I going to get the car? All sorts of negative stuff. But I will tell you what, you focus on what we're talking about right now, and you can turn it all around pretty quickly. And It doesn't matter where you are right now. It matters whether you're going in the right direction. And I really believe that. It's been a tough year, but you're trying. Yeah. But a lot of times, and again, I struggled. I was bummed out for the longest time, for most of my life. But I think listening to some positive affirmations, waking with some gratitude, and when you're feeling alone, even if you don't believe, talk to God. Even make fun of the conversation. You know, God doesn't care. He has a sense of humor. Say, hey, God, I'm not even sure if I believe in you, but I'm just checking in to see if you're listening. And I'm hurting, I'm struggling, I'm feeling down. And I promise you, you'll be, make a habit of that and you'll be feeling a whole lot better. So, let's have a little more coffee. Mississippi Mama Bear joined. Oh, it's so good. Good evening, Mississippi Mama Bear. I was working tonight. It was a short shift. And worked for about 3 hours and they cut me. And I was coming home. I was thinking about watching a movie and was figuring, let's see what would happen if I hopped on live tonight. And so I did. It feels good. Feels good. I really enjoy it. I always smile on these. I even dressed up for you, Laura collared shirt. Oh. But anyway. This is my inaugural Prime Time with Ken. I'm working tomorrow night, so I don't know how often. I'm a waiter. Waiting tables doesn't fit in very well with having a primetime show. But maybe I'll do it when I can. And I'll hop on when I can. And maybe that's all we can do. On a side note, how do I make my coffee? I mean, I'm drinking it black. Mississippi Mama Bear asks if I get cut early. That has to be frustrating. Not really. Feels good going home. You know, it feels good going home. Oh, it's so good. So good. But, yeah. Got a nice audience today. It's got a nice audience. Well, Rays, you don't need $500,000 if you're looking to rent. And you can rent a place. So I'm having people like Mississippi Mama Bear said that's frustrating. And Vanessa hopped on and said, that's not fair. They should make someone else take a turn leaving. They do. They're not picking on me. I mean, it's a great job for me. It's fair. You know, everyone takes a turn. I picked up a shift. I worked 3 hours. I wasn't scheduled to work. In UFC, I don't know if you're still there. But if you are, again, it's how you perceive things. And I'm not cutting on Vanessa or Mississippi Mama Bear, but they're interpreting leaving work early as frustrating or not fair. And it's easy to do that. But if you look at it as an opportunity to do something else, to get some rest, to eat some fried chicken, to go live on TikTok and see how Ken, Primetime with Ken works out, you just feel better about it. And you can apply that to everything. You can apply, almost there, thought I heard somebody knocking on the door. Um, yeah. Jennifer liked the live. I don't even know who this Jennifer is. Debbie, the glass is half full. It is half full, Debbie. It is half full. And again, somehow, some way, I got my own attitude turned around. And I think for me, if I was still drinking alcohol, I probably wouldn't have. I'd probably be in a similar position to where I was. And I'm glad I'm not. All right, since somebody requested. Somebody asked me to. Somebody asked me to. Somebody asked me to. Not Original Home Run Inn pizza is great. The one bummer about being here is I don't have an oven, and I was a king of a frozen pizza cooker. And I could make Home Run Inn pizza like nobody else. Nobody else. And I miss the home run pizzas, I do. Yes, I do. Did my shift end early? It did. It did. If my shift didn't end early, I wouldn't be able to be going live with you and drinking this beautiful cinnamon dolce or have a full tummy of fried chicken. And this is kind of fun. There's sort of a different enthusiasm at night, a different energy, and feels good. I thought about getting a non-alcoholic beer to drink during my show, but I think I'm happy with my coffee. Beach says she loves mooch. Beach says she loves Moose Tracks. I'm going to be drinking or eating some Moose Tracks in a little bit, I think, once I let my tummy digest my chicken. Do I drink decaf this late? No, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. Well, but anyway. I thought so. Yeah. Whoa. Seemed like a big coincidence. Hey, Alexandra sent team bracelet. I so appreciate you sending a bracelet, Alexandra. I appreciate you hopping on. I really do. And sending the gifts. And do I go live every day? I do. UFC, I go live every morning. This is just kind of for fun. Again, I was let out early. My social media accounts grow every day. I make a little bit of revenue doing it. And I want to see the revenue grow. I have fun with it. It's like therapy for me, and hopefully it helps some other people. And I think that it does. So I go live every morning, somewhere between usually 5:30 and 6:30 in the morning, as I'm having my coffee. Talk for 45 minutes or an hour. And I don't know, this is my first nighttime show. It's my first nighttime show. Ray's asked if I make good money from social media. Well, Ray's, I just answered that. I just said what I made. Made about $300 in September. It's a record month. It's my biggest month on social media. I think hard work's starting to pay off. And, yeah. So, feels good. See what it comes in next month. See if I can turn 300 into 500. And 500 into 1,000. And 1,000 into 10,000. And just stay tuned. 3 years from now, I'm going to be a jerk. I'm going to be drinking a bottle of expensive tequila and sitting on my couch smoking fancy cigars. And all my good habits are going to be out the window. And I'm going to be a jerk. But I'm going to be a wealthy jerk. Because Coffee with Ken's going to take off. Do I have social outings at the extended stay? No, they don't, Mississippi Mama Bear. But they don't. We're not that tight with our neighbors. We're not that tight with our neighbors. So they don't. Cocktail hour. I don't even drink. Bowling night I used to drink at. Oh, yeah. Oh. I almost want to stay on. I almost want to stay on. I'm being inspired to stay on. I have more coffee. Greg, you want me to stay on? Does anybody else want me to stick around? Does anybody else? All right. Well, I've got one definite stay on. All right. Well, let's go get some more coffee. Let's talk a little longer. Although it's getting warm. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why. Just a little bit longer, please. All right. Hey, Ryan, how are you? I see a lot of people hopping on that also join me in the mornings. I wonder if I went live every morning and went live every night, that would, I'm going to take off my socks. That would certainly interrupt my waiting table schedule. And waiting tables is pretty good revenue, pretty good money, and feels pretty good. And but if I did go live for 30 minutes to an hour every morning, and also went live every night, and posted those videos on various social media platforms, I'll bet you I'd see my revenue jump a lot. I'll bet you would see my revenue jump a lot. And that would be fun. Does a restaurant provide me free meals? Occasionally it does. Sometimes the boss, if he cuts you and it was really slow, he'll say, yeah, you can take dinner home. And always we can get half-price dinner. I usually don't. I try not to spend money frivolously. Not that it's frivolous food. As a matter of fact, not frivolous at all, and it's good. So I probably should take advantage of it more. But knowing that he'll give it to me free occasionally, I would reach a lot of people who normally sleep in. Yeah, Will Belchill, I think I would. I think my audience would grow rather quickly if I did go on at night. Hey, Deb, thank you for joining. Oh, I'm well, John. Thank you for joining. Let's have a little more coffee. We're north of 50 people watching. Is anybody out there? New to my page? Is anybody out there new to my page? Please subscribe. Please follow my page. I go live every morning. I post a lot of videos. I have a lot of fun doing it. I talk about life and life's journeys. Talk about the ups and downs of one man who lives in Naperville, Illinois. I talk about mental health. I talk about sobriety. I talk about... Okay, Kelly Jean. The problem is it's the same person, Kelly Jean. It's the same person. It is the same person. But I appreciate you noticing, Kelly Jane. I try not to give any trolls any extra attention. I almost kind of laugh at them. It's a shame I've only done one Kenathon. Well, Greg, I'll tell you what. Uh, I edit all these videos. And I did a Kenathon maybe a year ago. And it was like a 3-hour video. And it took me like a week to edit all those. And even tonight I've talked for 50 minutes, and I'm already 4.5 weeks behind in my editing. So if you're seeing a short or reel or a TikTok that I post on any social media platform, it was probably done from a live 4+ weeks ago. And yes, I don't know what to say. Sometimes I just want to scratch all the old stuff and start fresh and start new, because I do feel like I'm drowning in content. And I feel like I'm drowning in content. Greg says, don't make shorts out of the Kenathon then. But the shorts really help me grow my audience almost quicker than anything. I'll post this full video on YouTube or whatever, and 250 people might watch it and maybe get 100 hours of watch time on it. But when I post a short or a TikTok or a reel, sometimes that'll get pushed out to an audience of hundreds of thousands of people. And if I can get the audience get whatever videos I have to hundreds of thousands of people, I feel pretty good about that. And I can go through periods where in a couple days I'll pick up, a couple hundred subscribers or something. And as long as I keep moving forward, it feels real good. And as long as I see my subscriber base or the revenue or the hours watched, it always feels real good. So I don't know. I have a lot of fun with it, and I appreciate you guys for hopping on and sharing in my little journey and sharing in a little cup of coffee, and sharing a little bit of your Monday night with me. And I'm looking forward to my evening. And I feel so good to be home. Have a little bonus revenue generated from today. Because, again, it was a shift I wasn't expected to work, and I picked it up, and I made a little money. Feels good. And had a really, really good day and a really good night's sleep. And I'm looking forward to a great day tomorrow. I'm working again tomorrow night. Then I think I have a day off on Wednesday, and I'll be back at it on Thursday and Friday. My oldest daughter is coming in this weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. Haven't seen her in a few weeks and miss her a lot. And we're going to go to see a cross-country meet. Hopefully the weather will be beautiful. The sun will be shining. The leaves will just be changing. And her high school team runs real well, and we'll have a lot to cheer for. But either way, it's going to be great to see her, and I'm looking forward to it. Am I planning on doing a warm vacation this winter? No, I can't really see at this point in my life. I have so much I'd rather spend money on than a vacation right now. I mean, I was just in Yellowstone for 2.5 months. Being back home and being around friends and family feels great to me. And feels great to me. And being home feels almost like a vacation. Yeah. Hi, Weebree. How are you? Matt says, is the extended stay temporary for me? Yes, it is. I've been in Naperville for just under 2 months now. And I'm looking at places, but I had to get a job first. And I got a job, and I've been working hard, and I've been working a lot. And enjoying my job and enjoying what I'm doing and the direction I'm going and the place I'm living in my neighborhood. But I'm also looking for longer-term digs. And I looked at a couple places today. I talked about it at the beginning. And talked about it at the beginning, so don't feel like rehashing that. But anyway, I got a big vat of ice cream waiting for me. I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you're looking forward to your evening as well. And I want to thank you all so much for joining on Prime Time with Ken, the inaugural Prime Time with Ken. Someday it's going to be huge. It's going to be like 2020. And you're going to say, hey, I was there. I was there on the inaugural one. And, yeah. Matt, I appreciate you. You're awesome as well. Mississippi Mama Bear, I don't know. I can eat a lot of ice cream. Thank you, Neon. I thought you'd like that. I actually thought of you when I was creating it. And Kelly, I appreciate you for tuning in. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in and following along in my journey and giving me all the love and support. And Bill, I'll see you in the morning. And want to thank you all for joining tonight. And hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And hope you're feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.